Hello again. Thank you for joining me again. This is Soledad with Canning with Sol. Today I'm going to be making shelf-stable cheesecakes. Yes, you heard it right. Shelf-stable cheesecakes. They're going to be really nice. I hope you really like them. The reason I'm filming outside is because my husband is watching soccer and that's pretty loud. You're going to be hearing goal all the time. So I decided to do the voiceover again. That way you won't be hearing that. If you like my video, share and post it so people can see it. Also continue watching me. I have a YouTube. I invite you to go to YouTube and watch it. Thank you so much for helping me spread the word so that people can learn what I'm doing, and maybe you don't like it but somebody else will, so just share it, comment, and see me on YouTube so you can see the whole video. I am going to be making longer ones there because here they have to be shorter. If not, they cut them up, and in YouTube you can put long ones. So thank you again for following, and I hope you enjoy this video. Hello, this is Soledad. Welcome again to watch my video. Today what I'm going to be making is I'm going to be making cheesecakes. Cheesecakes that don't go in your refrigerator. They're going to be shelf-stable cheesecakes like the ones I made last time. They were a big hit and a lot of people liked them. So I'm going to make a batch for tomorrow and for my son and his friends who really like them a lot. So the first thing we're going to use is we're going to make our own crust, graham cracker. You can either use the packaged ones, the ones that are already store-bought, or you make your own. So I'm going to make my own. The first thing, you can make half a batch. I'm making a bigger batch because they're for tomorrow, like I said, for July the 4th. So I'm going to start off with 2 cups of graham crackers. This is what's going to go in the bottom of the cheesecake. And then it's the cheesecake flavoring. So it's 2 cups of graham cracker. Then you're going to use 2 tablespoons of sugar, but I'm using 4. Remember that I'm doing a bigger batch. Use 4, and I use the monk fruit, but you can use regular sugar if you really want to stay there. I just use the monk fruit because it has less sugar and it's better for us with diabetes and all that. Then you're going to use half a teaspoon of cinnamon, and I'm using 1 because I'm doubling the recipe, remember? So I'm going to use 1. Okay, put too much. There you go. 1 tablespoon. I make a big mess all the time. And then I'm going to use 3 tablespoons of butter, and I have shelf-stable butter also. It's kind of weird, but I have it. So I'm going to use 6 tablespoons, which is 1/3 of a cup. So I'm going to use 1/3 of a cup for my graham cracker. Oh, I barely had enough. Good to know that. Put it in the sink. So that's going to go here. And then what you're going to do is you're just going to mix it up to make your graham cracker, what goes in the bottom. It's really good. This graham cracker is really nice. I bought it in Amazon, and it was like a big bag, and I got it at a better price. It comes out cheaper than buying your little pie crust. Okay, so there you go. And you can make it really wet or sticky or just kind of dry. I like the way it comes out kind of dry in the cheesecakes since it's going to be in the oven. Also, when you start doing this, you want to preheat your oven at 350. So my oven is already preheating. There you go. So that's pretty much how my crust will be. You can make it more wet if you want it more wet. We'll just put more butter. I just don't want it super wet because I just don't like it like that. So there, my crust is done. So then you're going to do your cream cheese. You're going to use 2 of the little packages because I'm doubling the order, remember? So you're going to use 1, I'm using 2. Then you're going to use, again, half a cup of sugar. But since I'm doing double the batch, I'm going to use 1 cup. 1 cup of sugar. And remember, it's a big batch. I'm not going to eat this whole thing at one sitting. Then you're going to use 2 eggs, but I'm using 4 eggs. Try not to make a mess. I always make a mess. I'm known for that. There you go. Right here. Okay. Then you're going to use 1 teaspoon of vanilla. Where's my vanilla? I ran out of my vanilla and mine hasn't finished cooking, how I say in my bottles. So I'm gonna use vanilla bean powder that I made also from vanilla beans. So it calls for half a teaspoon and I'm gonna use 1 teaspoon. So this is the vanilla. It's richer in flavor. And then you're gonna use half a cup of sour cream. When you make these cheesecakes, you can either use my recipe or use your own recipe. It really doesn't matter. I'm just using my recipe right now. So you're gonna use half a cup, so I'm gonna use 1 cup. Doubling the order. 1 cup. And I could either do it in my KitchenAid, but I'm gonna do it with a blender, just in case if you don't have a KitchenAid, you know that you can do it with whatever, or you can just do it with your hand. You can just mix it like this, and it's the same thing. Whatever it's easier for you to mix. Today I'm gonna use the hand blender, just for demonstration. Normally I would use the KitchenAid. Remember that my oven is warming up already. So here is my cheesecake and my graham cracker. This goes here. This goes here. Okay, so here comes the good part. So in your sink, as you can see here, I already have my jars rinsed and everything, so they've been hot and ready, and I just have them here just to make it easier for me. So I'm going to move this over here so you can see what I do. Then you're going to put your graham cracker in here. You can either pack it in or just kind of sprinkle it. I like it sprinkled. I don't really like it packed. So there you go. And you can put as much or as little as you want. I don't know how many it's going to fit with that batter, so I'm just assuming it's going to be all of it. So let me try one at a time. One. Remember, I'm making a big batch. Take a roll because then you're gonna forget which one you filled and which one you didn't. There you go. Hopefully my husband doesn't walk in because then he's gonna make fun of me. There you go. I think I put less on this one, thinking that I wasn't gonna have enough, but I have enough. Okay, so pretty much that looks good. You can pack it in if you want. If not, that'll work good too. So all my rings and my lids are already washed. So then what you're gonna do next is you're gonna put your batter in there. Let me get out of this. Maybe I'll make it easier. So I think I'm gonna make a mess like this. I'm gonna try normally I do. So maybe this will work better. You're gonna want to fill them halfway because remember it's gonna rise a little. Mine didn't rise too much last time, so I'm gonna fill them up a little bit more. This is how they were, and I did halfways. There you go. And remember, this is super easy to make, and just have it on the shelves ready. Somebody comes and all you have to do is say, "Hey, you want a cheesecake?" Sure, and go to your pantry and pull it out, and they're gonna be like, "What?" That's what I did when I first heard about it. I could not believe you could put cheesecake. First, I've always had cheesecake that's cold from the refrigerator, and my son's girlfriend told us that in her house they eat it hot, like just as it comes out. I thought that was weird because I never had it hot. Doesn't mean it's wrong. It just means you're not used to that. It's different. So, and then to tell her, well, guess what? Now I make them in there. You can put them in the pantry. Every conversation wherever we're at, and I tell people that I have them in my pantry, they can't believe it. They have to see it because they don't believe that I have them in the pantry. So, I don't think I'm gonna have enough for all of these. Let's see which. I guess I didn't time it very well. We're gonna have a junior. So these go out. You're not gonna need these. Let's just put them there. Wash my hands before I make more mess. My hands. Now this is very important. Let me tell you why. When you do them, you want to wipe your rinse the top, because then when you put your seal, it's going to be hard. You know how cake gets real hard on the top? You don't want that. So try to be very careful when you pour them. Don't be as messy as I am. And especially through the outside. So you want to use a warm, and remember, normally I say that you rinse it with vinegar. Well, this one you don't use vinegar because it has a dairy product. Anytime that you have dairy product, you don't want to use vinegar because then it'll curd. And you don't want that. So there you go. There you go. Made a mess. I guess I just have to get more comfortable doing videos. I guess I want to rush through it and I get nervous, and that's where I make a lot of mistakes, like the other one that I dropped the jar. That was funny though. I should probably say a funny story, but I'm going to try to be serious. Next time I'll say a joke because I thought it was so funny. But I'm trying to be as normal as possible without throwing my jokes in there. This one. And this one still has some. So just be very careful when you pour them. If you don't clean them, trust me, you're gonna have a mess. So then what you're gonna do is, oh, I forgot, these don't go here. First is gonna go, let me take this out. Let me take this out before I go. So first, I already preset my temperature at 350. What you're gonna do is you're gonna put them to cook for 40 minutes, uncovered. And then are my cakes. And then you want to add some water in the bottom, like, you know, so that the steam can rise and cook it. I pour it in there first before I pour the water, and then I'm afraid I'm gonna make more mess. So there you go. So then you close your oven and you wait 40 minutes uncovered. So we'll be back in 40 minutes and I'll show you the next step. Okay, from here, my cheesecake has been in the oven for 40 minutes. I'm going to turn my oven, I'm checking the time. Now I'm gonna put my mittens on, which are really ugly. I need some new ones. I'm gonna open my oven. It's really hot. Remember, you're gonna take them off very carefully that they don't fall because you can break them in. I'm not wearing shoes. Why I'm not wearing shoes? Who knows? So here you go. I am checking. I'm taking my hot lids that are gonna go on my hot jars. So you take your lids out. If you can tolerate the pain, grab them. If not, grab some mittens. But mine were pretty hot. I guess I just wanted to be a little brave, but they were hot. So there they go. I'm making sure that there's no residue on the rims. I'm putting the lids, and then I remember that I haven't put the syrup in them. So some of them I'm gonna do plain, and some of them I'm gonna use that fresh mango. Remember the mango I canned? Well, that's some mango jam that I'm gonna put in some of them. The other ones I'm gonna put strawberry jam that I canned back in February, and then some I'm gonna leave plain. So those I'm just showing you that it's my mango one, and I'm gonna make some that I left the lid on. I'm gonna leave just plain because my daughter likes them plain, and then she likes to put whatever she wants the day that she's gonna eat it. She's not a big fan of cheesecakes, but she says she likes it plain. So there you go. Those have mango on them. Then I'm gonna grab my strawberry one that I canned in February. I think it was January or February. I don't remember the exact date. So those are gonna have strawberry and lime. Those are real good. Those are the ones I made last time. Last time I just made strawberry. This time I wanted to, just to show you that you can put whatever jam you want to put on them. And those jams have no sugar. Then you want to grab a napkin and clean the rim around to make sure that there isn't any sticky residue, because then your lid won't seal. So now you're putting your lids on. And remember that the jars are really hot because they've been in the oven for 40 minutes. So they're hot. Just be very careful that you don't drop them. Then you can wear your mittens. Then you grab your rings, and you need to put the rings. Normally, I always say you put your rings fingertip tight. Well, in this case, you're going to do them as hard as you can, because that's what the heat from the oven is what's going to seal them, and they're really hot. I'm trying to grab them, make it the best, easiest way, but it's so hard to grab it with those gloves on my hands. I think I'm going to get some of those that are like gloves that are for the oven. Maybe that'll make it easier for me. But as of now, I'm trying to use what I have, and it's not working very well, as you can see. I keep taking them on and off. Turn it on and off. Forget it. I'm just going to wing it how they say. There you go. I'll put all the rings. Maybe that'll make it easier. So I put all the rings on my jars, and they're really hot. They just came out with the cheesecake. So there you go. I'm putting all my rings. Making sure that they're nice and tight. Then I'm going to go one by one. Again, there I go with those mittens. So those of you that don't know what to give me, kids, mittens would be nice. Those are already need to be retired. There you go. Real tight. Remember to tie them as hard as you can, because that's what's going to seal in the oven. None of this fingertip tight. Really tight. Take it off again. There I go. I think that worked better. Just grabbing it with the gloves and tying it as hard as I can. And there goes Bugsy again, my little shadow. He's always wherever I'm at, he's there. He needs to go outside to go potty. He's probably saying like, Mom, hurry up. There you go, my next one. Make sure all of them are really tight. And I forgot something. There, that's the glove that my husband uses for barbecuing, and I'm gonna try to use that glove, but no, it didn't work. It's too big for me. And forget me putting it in my mouth, but there you go, tight. I think by now I'm not feeling my fingers, because I'm attempting to hold them, but they're hot. Next one. Really hard. Put it in there. Making sure that they're all closed. There's another one. That's the one that I left half empty because that's all that was left. So hopefully it seals. Normally when there's a lot of air space, it probably won't seal, but we'll still eat it, don't worry. So there you go, making sure. Now you're going to put your gloves back on, and remember, now you're going to put them back in your oven with the lids real tight. Be very careful that you don't drop them. In the oven again. And now what you're going to do is you're going to turn off your oven. So you turn off your oven. And since they were cooking for 40 minutes, you're going to leave them in the oven for 40 minutes with the no temperature, just off. Time is up. It's been sitting here for 40 minutes with the temperature off. So you're going to open your thing. It should already be warm. So they're already cool because they've been there 40 minutes. And as you can see, they look really delicious. This is the one that has the mango. This one has mango. So what you're going to do is you're going to put them in your counter. This is strawberry, mango. This one is the one that was the leftover, very little strawberry. This one is mango, mango. And I did some with without anything in them. So they're already ready. Once they're cold, leave them for 12 hours or till the morning. Check on them and they'll be ready to eat. They look really delicious. This one doesn't have anything inside. Well, there you go. There's your cheesecake, shelf stable. All you do is they're cooled. You leave the tops on. In the morning, take off this lid off and check if it's sealed, and then, but it's a good way to know. It's a tap. They're sealed. You're just gonna leave them so they can. Oh, this one probably didn't seal well because there's some air left because there wasn't enough, so you can hear it. So I don't think this one's sealed. I'll check it in the morning. All of them are sealed except this one. That's how you know. Okay, so that's it. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Go to YouTube and check it out. Thank you. See you tomorrow.